Hello all, Seriously's here, just in time for a storm. And today what we're going to do is revisit an old tips and trick video. We're going to look for low-cost storage augmentations. I don't need them on this save. We've already recently done this in a system we were in. We scrapped some ships and got our storage augments and made some money. It's no problem. Making money, scrapping ships is easy when you get the storage augmentations for cheap. And that's what we're going to do today. But if we revisit that old video, what we're going to have to do is go to a specific system. That's what people have requested of me. They've watched the video, they don't want to do the research, or they're confused on how to do the research. It doesn't matter. They want to come to this system. So unfortunately, you're going to need access to the Eissentam galaxy. You're going to need access to the portal. And you're not going to need all of the glyphs, but you're going to need a lot of them. I can't remember which glyph is which. We're going to take a peek. As in the order that they come in. Alright. So, go to your portal in Eissentam. Activate the portal. If you have to charge it, charge it. I've already charged this one. Oh, we do need a Triforce, and I'm pretty sure that's the last one you get, so you are going to need all your glyphs. We also need the Y. Unfortunately, you will need all the glyphs to get to this address, even though 5 of them are the sun. We need bird, we need a whale, and we need the hypercube. We need a Triforce and the Y. See, there we go. We're already at all the glyphs used. And then, preposterously, 5 suns in a row, sunsets, whatever, jellyfish as some people call it, with sideways tendrils. I don't know how those happens. They're really, really, really tangled tendrils on those jellyfish. And the last one is the dragonfly. Boom, there we go. In the Eissentam galaxy, freeze that one, screenshot that. We're going to be going to that system and to the space station there. And we're going to go over my old chart. I don't really have a method for displaying stuff on screen. I can't do edited videos, unfortunately. So I'm going to maybe make a screenshot for the thumbnail, or I don't know, maybe I'll make like a image post to go along with it. I don't know where I will host that image. I'll figure it out. Just with a chart for this system. I've got it written on a piece of paper right now, so I can fill this out and post it somewhere instead of displaying it. But I'll read the names as we see the ships come in, and I will call how many storage augments we get from each one in each class. So that research has been done. You can come to this specific system in Eissentam and get these specific ships, which will scrap for these specific amounts of storage augmentations. This is a Korvac system. It should be called Ezawar something. I'm under the ground. Ezawar Kebru. I don't know how to say that. We're on planet Izu, or Lizu? No, that's an I. It's got to be an I. Otherwise, it would be a capital L. Pretty nice planet. It is Eissentam. Looks like we got an interesting chromatic filter going on here or something. Anyway, we're not here for the planet. We're here for the space station. Let's head up to that space station. Ooh, come on, game. Where's the space station at? Interesting black and yellow background space. This save that I'm using right now, as I was saying, does not need any storage augmentations. We did it recently. But I do have access to Eissentam on this save, and I do not have access to Eissentam on the save where I do need storage augmentations, my other expedition number 3 save that I kept. So I have to do it on this one. And I also, something you're going to need when you're doing this is space for ships. You're going to need to be able to buy starships. If you don't have any space for starships, if you don't have startup capital, you don't need 300 million. You do not need 10 million should be enough to start this process, but the more money you start with, the better you are going to do. You're going to be able to be more or less discerning about which kind of ships come in and you buy or don't buy. Maybe you don't want the exotic that comes in here. Apparently, according to my notes, it is a squid ship exotic. It is absolutely not a first wave exotic, so don't try reloading just to get the exotic, but if it pops in, it will give 3 storage augmentations and 3 S-class modules that you can get from scrapping it. Or you can keep it. I didn't make any notes on what color it is, so maybe we will see a squid ship come in. What? What do we got over here? That's a part of a ship. A part of a ship has come in. Zamad of Flight. Let's see, that's a shuttle. I have kept track of shuttles here. I have not scrapped the S-class here, but I've scrapped all 3 other classes, and none of them gives any storage augments at all. Don't scrap those. I haven't scrapped any haulers here. Haulers cost too much money. Well, you can scrap them if you find them crashed on a planet. Absolutely bring them up here, repair them, scrap them. You might get some good rewards. You're going to get a lot of money. But I wouldn't buy them for this process. That's not what we're trying to do today. Haulers cost too much. The return ratio is going to be bad. Even the squid ship. The squid ship is going to cost you anywhere from 5 to 12 million units, and you're going to get 70% of those back. So if you get a return of, say, 8 million units back on your $12 million 20-slot S-class squid ship, that cost you 4 million units in losses. So those 3 modules that you would get from that would be worth, you know, a million something each. That's pretty pricey. Those are pretty pricey. $1 million each for a module. We can do better, and we're going to try to with the ships that come in, if we get to see what any of them are. Actually, we only need to scan them. I only need to use the visor on them like this. Poddy McPodface here is named by me. That is not the procedural name, and it is not available in this system. Iowasa's Ancestral Liberator. All right, let's look that one up. That is a B-class shuttle. Iowasa's B-class, 0 modules. The A-class will scrap for 1, and so will the S-class. But the A-class is going to cost you 3.8 million, and or around there, maybe about 4 million, and scrap for about 3 million. So you're going to be getting 1 module for about 800,000 to $1 million. Again, that's better. That's better than the squid ship. We get 3 modules from the squid ship, and only 1 from that. But that's a better bargain. Well, not that one. The B-class offers 0. Don't buy the B-class. Lots of explorers here. Crystal Nemesis in B-class, but unfortunately not very many of the B-classes offer any modules. Hey, you know what? We can do some research. This one has never landed in B-class here. Only the C-class Crystal Nemesis has ever landed. So we're going to scrap a ship. We made an autosave when we came up here. Make an offer. Negotiate price. If you're going to do this on any save, if you're going to do the research in your own system wherever you are, if you're going to come to this specific system in Eissentam, fighter, huh? The fighters here are sort of expensive. I think 2 of them are tier 2s. Sabarek of Truth in a B class. That has also never come in, but 6.8 million or 5.8 million, that's just way too much money to spend if you're not guaranteed stuff like from the squid ship. We don't know what we would get from that in B class, and it's not worth finding out for that much money. Alright, so we're going to scrap this. What did we pay for this? Something, we could quickly check. I think it was 1.1 something million. Let's visor that. No, it was 800,000. 845,000 is what we paid. We are going to be scrapping this for 600 something thousand, it said. Just under 600,000. So this is about 180,000 that we're spending here. Yeah, so something you're going to need is an inventory if you're doing any testing. Whoops, there's the ship. Let's wait for it to disappear. Okay. My ship is full of stuff, but my inventory was clear. I had this whole section clear. We got 0 modules from that, and we got 2 of these, where I'm just going to delete everything. I don't need this money or storage augments on the save. I'll keep storage augments we gain, but We're going to keep track. So I'm going to note that one down. The B class of that ship does not offer anything. All right, let's see if we can get another wave to spawn in or not. There's the ship right there. Iabata Guardian in C class. Yeah, I don't think that's a very good one. No, that gives 0. We're not going to buy that one. There is one explorer here that does give one module in C class. It's a very good value. You're going to pay like 400,000, 500,000 for it, and you're going to scrap it for 300 something thousand, and you're going to get one in C class, or in B class, or in A class, or in, that one always scraps for 1 in any class, unfortunately. So the S class is the worst value. That's going to cost you like about 600,000 for that module. Still, again, way better than the squid ship, way better than exotic scrapping. If you're looking for super duper low costs. All right, Ayahuasca's Ancestral Liberator in A class, that will give us 1 module. We can test this one out. We can verify that one. Let's buy this. Make an offer. How much is this ship? Over $1 million in A class? Oh, 4 million. Why would I have tested this ship? It is very expensive. Yeah. Well, let's do it. Let's show you guys. 4.6 million is what we're paying. We've deleted everything in our inventory, right? Space-wise, we're clear. Okay, good. Oh, what do we got there? That one probably scraps. Well, Miotusha IO9. That's the one. This is the one here that scraps for anything in any class. Will get you C class. This is the perfect test. We're going to get a really good storage augmentation value here, and a really bad one probably. Make an offer. We're going to do this ship first. We're going to get rid of this one first because it's going to be our most recently purchased ship. So 455,000 units is what we're paying. Our inventory is clear. I am not taking very much concern because I'm at 300 million on this save and I have access to lots of storage augments on the freighter already. I don't need to worry about making money here. I can spend all this money. I don't need to actually sell this scrap that we get. But let's see what the value is. 311,000. So 445. So less than 150,000. Claim scrap. Okay. I did not take notes on how many upgrade modules you get. See those green S class, or so the green C class modules we got. It looks like you're going to get 2 from each of these. But look, boom, 1 storage augmentation. So our tally is up to 1, and we got that from a C class ship that was worth 400,000 to buy, and we only spent less than 150,000 to get this. Plus, we could have sold these for about 100 nanites. We could have sold this for the scrap, that the value that it said we would have got. But we're not going to. We're going to clear it for the next test. We're going to keep that storage augmentation. This is that expensive shuttle we bought. So this cost us, we're going to hop in this to switch to it so we don't scrap our exotic. This cost us 4.6 million units. Something you may want to consider is the value of those upgrade modules, because you're going to get a lot of nanites for that. So 4.6, 3.2. So that is a 1.4 million unit cost for this one storage augmentation. We just paid 1.4 hundred thousand, not 1.4 million, 1.4 hundred. Like 10% of this is what we could have gotten. But we're also going to get A-class modules there. And hey, look at that, a living glass as well. That actually, if you have crafting and access to the other components, that can be worth tremendously more than 500,000 units. But we also got these worth 300 nanites-ish each, so we got 600 nanites for that one. And look, boom, we're at 2 now. So we gained 1 storage augment from that. What a waste. We spent like almost 1.5 million on that. Alright, this shuttle here, that's a cheap shuttle. Owl of the Endomat. No, 0 modules. The S-Class version of this ship, however, costs 2.5 million-ish, sells for about 1.7, and you're going to get two upgrade modules from that. So each of those is pretty cheap, under $1 million. Over here, Sabrak of Truth. No, we don't want that. Expensive fighter. Here we go. Torgu's Limitless Examiner. What do we got on that one? No, 0 modules, but the A-Class and the S-Class both scrap for 2 upgrade storage augmentations, sorry. And they're very cheap. An A-Class is like 1.5 million-ish in that range, and up to 2 million for the S-Class. Now you're going to have to wait a while for those versions of the ship to come in, so maybe you do want to go and find your own system wherever you are in Euclid on a brand new save. You don't have to come here. That's the entire point of the previous video, is that you can do what I'm doing right now anywhere. You just have to scrap these ships yourselves, and if you don't like what you get, you load your game, and then you never lost your money, you never paid anything, but you do know what you're going to get when you scrap them. And then you can avoid those ships and just wait for good ships to land. Maybe what you want to find is a system where all of the C-Class shuttles and explorers and Tier 1 fighters, all of them scrap for 1 module, and that way you're paying very little for each one. That would be a lot of work finding your own system, I guess, but getting to Eissentam, getting all of the glyphs, that's a lot of work. So I hope this is helpful to people coming to this specific system. Alright, we got more ships coming in. Of course, giant hauler. We don't want that. That's another reason I would avoid GEC systems when doing this. GECs have a lot of haulers in their system, so a lot of the ships are going to be taken up by expensive ships. Here we have a fighter in A-Class. What is this? It's a Tier 1 fighter, the only Tier 1 fighter in this system. Hey, you know what? This one apparently scraps for 2. So let's buy this for 2.5 million. Make an offer. Well, what was this guy's ship? It's going to be a range because not every A-Class ship has the exact same number of slots. Okay, this has the same number of slots as the one I did the research on, 2.5 million. It's going to scrap for, I don't know, 1.4, 1.5. Let's look at that Explorer too. That Explorer might be worth something. Maybe it's an S-Class. Crystal Nemesis A-Class. Did we ever get a Crystal Nemesis A-Class? No, but it's way too expensive. We're looking for Tier 1 Explorers. So that's something else to consider when you're doing research in your own local system. If you're going to a Korvac system to find lots of Explorers, you also want to find a system that has mostly the low slot Tier 1 Explorers. Alright, 2.5, 1.7 million. That's pretty good. Not too bad a return on that. And we were at 2 storage augmentations, so let's see what we get for this. Ooh, my lights flickered. I hope my computer's okay. No, it's just my bathroom light. It's probably the bulb. Okay, good. Hey, look at that. We're at 4 storage augmentations, and wow. Oh, we forgot to destroy the previous thing from the ship. It's going to be hard to count how many augmentation upgrades we got here, but any of the weapons came from that fighter. Anyway, lots of stuff there. That's the important bit. I could just leave lots of stuff collect. It doesn't matter. We're not collecting the money today. We're collecting these for very little money. That's the point. Alright, I think we've shown pretty much everything. Miyochi, B-Class. This is the one. This is the one that gives storage augmentation, single storage augmentation in any class of the ship. Ooh, that is a very cute little Raza. C-Class, I don't think... Oh, that is a tier... No, that's a tier 2. Okay. Yeah, droid wings are tier 2. Alright, let's buy this guy as well. because why not? We did the C class. Let's show that the B class also gives 1. 1 million for this ship. So let's see what our return investment here is. Let's see what the value of this one was. The C class was 150,000, right? Or thereabouts. Itachi B class. Let me see. What does that one say? Nope, nothing. I never found the S class in this one, so I don't know what the stats are on that one. But all the other versions of that shuttle scrap for 0 augmentation, so don't ever buy that one. So, alright, so 1.085 million, and it scraps for 760, so that's about a 250,000 value, cost. Scrap for that. And we should be up to 5 of them now, right? And hey, there's another one of the ships in C class, and we're going to get the even better value there. Yes, we're up to 5. Boom, and we got 2 of them. So this can be why this system is very nice, because one of these ships here, which seems pretty common if we've been waiting around, and we've seen several of these come in C and B class. But you can find this anywhere you are. You don't need to come here. You can find this in Euclid for sure. Make an offer. 400,000. And this is gonna cost, this is the one that costs very little. I am hoping that before the end we can see an S-class one of the other Explorer that we haven't seen at all yet. Because that one scraps for 3 storage augmentations each time, and it's such a tremendous value. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get that one. Alright, here we go. We should go up to 6 with this one. No, we don't want that guy. B class. Most of the B class shuttles here scrap for nothing. Alright, are we at 6? We are indeed. See, so all of these ships have been cataloged in this system. Not every class of every ship, as I was saying, but you don't need to. You don't need to know all of them. You only need to know the ones that cost the least. And that's why you can do this research wherever you are very quickly, usually, because you don't need to wait for every single ship of every single type to land. You can completely ignore haulers. They all cost too much, even the low value ones. The high-end fighters and the high-end, even the high-end shuttles, the tier 2 shuttles cost way too much money for this. You want a Korvax system or a Viking system to find lots of fighters or lots of explorers. You can also do this if you have more money, like I've got here. If you've got like 300,000, if you've got even 100 million, you can go to a first wave exotic system. You already have the glyphs. If you want to come to this system, you already have all the glyphs. Go look up a first wave exotic system and scrap those. You're always going to get 1 to 3 store. Well, you can't say always. Some S-class exotics scrap for 0 augmentations. That is the point of the discovery, I guess, is that every ship scraps for a set amount. This ship right here, whatever it is, the Vision of Providence in A class will always scrap for the same amount of augments that you get from the Vision of Providence in A class. And the B class version of this ship will always scrap for the same amount of augments. Whether that's 0 or whether that's 3, we don't know without testing. I don't think I would have tested a ship that costs this much. Vision of Providence. No, I noted the price, but I never bought it because 5.5 million is out of my price bracket for a test. At least when you're testing with an exotic ship like this, if you were to scrap this, I don't know what I would get. I would never scrap Potty McBodface. But when you're scrapping them, you know that you are going to get S-class modules that you can sell for nanites. So your value is determined in other ways, your return on investment, I guess you would call it. All right, well, that's about it for today. Bit of a shorter one. Teeny tiny bit shorter than normal. I'm usually about 30 minutes. But we are revisiting an old video. You can check that one out as well. It's one of my more popular. Oh, this is the ship. This is the ship if it came in S-class. Oh no, this is the A-class or S-class that gives 2, but the C-class gives 0, so does the B-class. A-class here, 1.5 million for Torgus. This one will give 2. 2 for an A-class, let's buy that. We got a little bit more time just to show this off a little bit more. Make an offer. Like, look how cheap that is, 1.5 million for an A-class ship. And we're gonna get 2 storage augments from that. So whatever this return scrap value is, ooh, couches in the way, pinball couches. If you come here, be careful about the pinball couches. So 500,000 is our cost here, basically. And if we're getting 2, that means that each one is worth 250,000, which is great. That's a tremendous value. If each one of your storage augments is 250,000, and you only come here with 10 million units, you can walk away with 40 storage augments. That's enough to fully slot out any ship, even a tiny exotic or a tiny fighter in S-class, obviously. All right, as I was saying, that's it for today, everybody. So hope you had fun. I hope you come here and visit. If you want, put a base here. I don't have a base here. I did not place a base here. I just found this place on my old save. I couldn't do the video on the same save because that save has 6 ships already and I'm not selling any of them. So I couldn't even buy any more ships to do any more testing here. So I decided to come here on a new save, show off the same system, show that you can get here via portal and buy all of these ships the same way I did. And hopefully in the description I will put a link to a screenshot of my page somehow. Maybe I'll type it up nicely. All right, well, thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a good time.